All right, so in this video, I'm going to give you an actual preview of one of our newsletters that's going out. We have a whole entire community of people that are pumping out newsletters, very, very similar to the one that I'm about to show you. Now, I want you to know that there is some real magic behind this newsletters. Most of the time when you send out a newsletter, because it is open on somebody's phone, right? It is essentially a long form email with some images and graphics. But because it is already set up to be an email, you don't count on them clicking on anything, right? Like they're already looking at it on their phone, so why would they click? And yet the way that we're going to teach you to do this, you are going to get the highest click-through rate, right? So that's the click-through rate, we call this a CTR, is the number of people that are viewing your newsletter versus the people that are actually clicking. And what we want you to do is we want you to have the highest click-through rate so that when somebody comes to you and they advertise, they're going to ask you this question. They're going to say, well, what's your click-through rate? In other words, how many people are actually clicking on links inside your email? And the reason why they want to know this is because, of course, they're going to have a link. And somebody's going to click their link for their pool service or for their new salad bar or for a free latte or whatever it is they want to do. And so obviously there's going to be a link in your newsletter, and they want to know that, okay, real people in the area are actually clicking. Okay, so now that I've kind of put that out there, keep that in mind as I show you this newsletter here, because I think you're going to start to understand that, okay, I can see why they're getting a lot of clicks, right? In some cases, I think the highest we've got is a 26% CTR. And that means that 26% of people that saw this newsletter actually clicked a link inside the newsletter. And chances are, if you were to go set this up yourself without going through this little training here and without having the guidance, you probably would not have realized how important the CTR was or how you're actually going to receive it. Okay, so let me come on over here and let me share my browser with you. Okay, and so here you see that we're inside of our software. All right, you have access to this software as well, and you're going to be able to set up a newsletter just like I'm showing you here on the screen. And not only that, you're going to have a registration page. You're going to have a place where you can archive your newsletter, and you're going to be able to preview your newsletter in the browser just like I'm showing you here. It was all included in this offer. Okay, so you can see that here is the newsletter. And if I were to go ahead and scroll down, you see that there, the first thing is there's a video that comes in from YouTube, right? So that's just a local video. But what do we see? We see links, right? And if we come down a little bit lower, you're going to see that there's these beautiful headers here, right? Well, these can be done inside the software, or to get a really nice look, you're able to do them inside of Canva. And so we have a set of templates where you're able to create beautiful headers just like you see here, right? But if I come down a little bit lower, you're going to see that here's information on the Kentucky Derby, right? And here's the dates and here's the highlights from it. Well, guess what? All of this comes from our GPT, right? So we have a certain GPT that we've created where you just type in the name of your town, and then you can pull in all the events. You can pull in the new restaurants in the area. You do whatever you want to do with that GPT, right? Well, I'll show you in another video, if you have received the GPT, how that works, because it's going to make creating your newsletter cake. It's never been easier, right? And if we come down a little bit lower, you see that we got the wine walk. Well, guess what? This came from the GPT. Now, the image didn't come from it. Even though ChatGPT can create images for you today, it didn't come from there. But look, here's another one, right? So like almost 30% of this newsletter came directly from that GPT, right? So it's going to make, really creating your newsletter very, very easily. But I want you to pay attention to the color of the links. I want you to pay attention to the fact that they are links, that they're underlined. And look how many links there are. So the secret to getting a high CTR is to make sure that you have a lot of links there. And the truth is, this link and this link and this link, they could all go to the same place. It doesn't really matter, but we want to make sure that we have a lot of links in our newsletter. So you can see that we have a lot of images and we have a lot of links. And if you're somebody that's going to challenge me and say, wait a minute, I've always been told that if you have a lot of links and if you have a lot of images and stuff, that it's going to go to spam, that it's never going to go to the inbox. No, that's not true at all, right? It comes down to how well are you doing with your email quality, with your delivery, with your open rates. And that's why you're becoming a part of my world, because I get to help you with all of that. I get to send you right to the inbox. I get to show you how to set up your domains. I get to show you how to set up your email. There's so much you're going to be able to do. But again, we're just kind of feeling the waters here and making sure that you actually want to create a newsletter, right? So let's come down a little bit lower. Right. And by the way, I should be focusing on the topics, right? I'm so focused on the fact that the GPT just creates this for you, but look at the topics, right? Look at what you can do in your area, like the Kentucky Derby, or the wine walk, or the festival, or farmers markets, or foodie fest, or the home and garden show, or the bridal show, or it doesn't really matter, right? So you can see these are all like events in the area, right? And then we come down here. This is some kind of experience that took place. And you can see that they were charging for this. Out here in Summerlin, we have the Las Vegas Aviators. So that is the minor league team for the Oakland A's, the Oakland Athletics, right? So we see them. They play here at the park. So you can see, and again, all this came from ChatGPT, but look at the bright pink links. Look at the underlines, right? Lots and lots of links all over the place. And now we come down here and look, there's something about Whole Foods, right? And I guess they opened up a new location or something. So even something as simple as Whole Foods or Target or Walmart or whatever, it is new and noteworthy, right? We come down here, there's a new restaurant that opened up, right? Again, this comes from GPT. The images we can go ahead and find online. Here's another new restaurant, right? This is called Zippy's, and Zippy's is now open. But now, if we come down a little bit lower, look at this here. This dog is about to be euthanized, right? So we're able to go out there, and we're actually able to help dogs in the area too. We're actually able to help animals. Why? Well, because we have openers, we have clickers, because we're able to build up our newsletter. Now we have an audience. And so you're not only able to be profitable with what you're doing, but you're actually able to go out there and make a difference in the world too. So we actually went and purchased a domain. We purchased SaveTheDoggy.com, and we're in the process of building out a community and building out a newsletter just for the dogs that are on the danger list, that are about to be put to sleep because they can't find the owners, right? Well, we're able to reach those owners because we know how to advertise, and we know how to grow newsletters. We know how to get the clicks, right? So now inside this newsletter, we're able to have sponsored by SaveTheDoggy.com. And now we're able to feature a different dog every single week. We can feature houses that are up for foreclosure. Like, there's so many things we can do here, right? And then we come down here, let's see, things to know. We know that this audience is primarily female, so this has to do with beauty. And then you see down here health, and then you have fashion, and then we come down here and there's some little bullets on what else, right? We come down here, this is National Adopt a Shelter Day, right? So Adopt a Pet Day. So you see, look at all the links: cozy bed, bundle up, stomach troubles. And if I were to go ahead and hover over these, you're going to see that all of these are going to a different site, right? So we're aligning with other partners in the area, right? Other businesses in the area. Sometimes we just do that on our own. Sometimes it is a sponsored ad where they're actually paying us to do that, right? So, and then there's a simple little recipe down here at the bottom, right? So very, very simple newsletter. Again, you can work on it about 5 minutes a day. Doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a lot of fun. And you're also able to just kind of monitor other newsletters in your area or other groups. You'll find them on Facebook or wherever, and you're able to watch what's happening in the area, and you're able to go out there and you're able just to capitalize on those stories, right? If we were to come over here, and if we were to look at this one here, let's look at this one real quick. You're going to see that we have the same kind of layout, right? So we have a video at the top, and then we have these beautiful banners, right? Local events, Fit for Mom celebrations. Guess what? Came from ChatGPT. Fitness on the Lawn came from the GPT. Las Vegas Aviators, right? There's a game happening, came from GPT, right? So look at these. These are little advertisements. So when businesses, remember, you have businesses that are reading your newsletter. When they see these advertisements, they think, oh, how do I get to be a part of West Valley Shoutouts? How can I get my ad in there, right? Let's see, happy hour, right? So here, Lanita, okay, so we have this happy hour here, Giordano's happy hour. So there's all these restaurants that have happy hour, right? There's so many different things that you're able to do inside of your newsletter. And you might realize, you might notice that we're seeing the same sponsors over and over and over. Why do we see the same restaurant? Well, because if they're going to pay you, then you're probably going to go run it for a month, right? You might run it for a week, you might run it for a month, you might run it for a year, right? But if they're going to pay you, then you're going to keep running those spots, okay? And then once again, here you see that we have some dogs that we're trying to save from euthanization, right? Let's see, West Valley, let's talk shop. So here's some things to buy, right? So those can be Amazon links, or those can be your affiliate links, or those can be people that you're partnering, other businesses that you're partnering with in the area, right? It was Mother's Day, so you can see that there's some gifts there for Mother's Day, right? And then here was a Mother's Day brunch. And then, yeah, this is how these newsletters look. And our software is going to do all of this for you. At the time I'm shooting this training, we don't have the ability to pull in live data from the web yet. Like, it's coming, but it's not there yet, which is why we created that GPT where, you just type the name of your city or whatever, and it shows you recent events, or it shows you the dinners, or whatever, right? That makes it a lot easier to be able to do this. But this is it. This is how, this is the newsletter that you're going to be able to create for your community. And again, our software makes it stupid simple, very, very easy. And you'll actually be creating that during this training. Okay, so I hope you're excited. So the goal block down below is just let me know how excited you are now that you've actually seen it, now that you've discovered some of the secrets with the links and the layout. You got some ideas. Share your ideas with me. Tell me what it is you want to do for your newsletter. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me how committed you are. And once you do that, we'll start working on the branding, and we'll start creating the publication, and we'll start getting to work. All right, see you there.